Hey, welcome to Design with Miyoshi. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about views especially when you sketch, but it's also applicable for other things you do. So when you think about an object and you think about a view, let me get an object real quick. Now, here we go. Here's a little object, just a rectangular type of object, right? And you can see it's got a certain shape, and you can kind of see it if I would hold it still. But you determine an object, what it looks like. We look at what's called views, and those views are determined when we look at them perpendicular to a face, or perpendicular to a side, if you will. So if I look at this side, looking at this would be, in this case, this would be the front view. If I come over here, if I point at it from your side, this would be the right view. If I would go to this side, this would be the left view. And this would be the top view and the bottom view. And I actually use that as a tool when I show my students in real life. I'll actually look at the view, the front view. Once I've decided what the front view was, I'll put my finger on the right side and then rotate to get the right view. Now, if you are in a country that's not the US, they might have different standards, and so you might actually see this view, or you might see the right view might be the way if you rotated it like this. And that's not the way we do it here. So you have to look and see about the way that they do orthographic views in wherever you are that you're doing drawings. So anyway, or sketches. At any rate, when you have certain objects, you have a specific front, right, top, bottom, and rear view, and they are determined by the object itself. Now, there are some things when you do sketching, like this circular thing, or this circular thing, or even maybe this cylindrical thing. These are all cylindrical things, right? These cylindrical objects, they really only need a couple views when you draw them, because you have a front. If there was no lettering on this, there would be the front view, the top view, and the bottom view, because all the side views are the same. So, and the same thing with this cylindrical thing as well. Okay? There are some other things, maybe like this shoe, that you determine the views, and you say, oh, this is my front view because it's going to fit on the paper nice and neat if I put it widthwise on here. And then this, even though this is the front of the shoe, it might be the left view, and this would be the right view, and the top and the bottom. But things like that, another shoe type thing, right? It is a shoe, my athletic shoes. But you can determine, let's get one more thing here, what the views would look like by determining the front first. And once you determine the front, the right, the left, the top, the bottom, and even the rear are all determined once you determine the front view. Now, there are some things that the front view is already determined for you. If you think about automobiles, planes, trains, and automobiles, if you will, those things are all defined. Their front view is kind of, at least for drawings and sketches, is defined as well. And you might think that it would be the front. Many things do have a front that is the front, but in the case of planes, trains, and automobiles and things like that, oftentimes you will see the right side or the starboard side on a boat or other craft, or plane, I think even as well. Those would be the front, and then the front of the vehicle would be the right view, the left view would be the rear of the vehicle, and the top, of course, would be the top, and the bottom would be the bottom. But those are some rare exceptions. Most everything else, you see the front view as the front view, and usually when you think about the front view, you can think of the side with the most detail, and that it describes the object the best. I'm looking at my camera, which is actually taking the video, and I see that the front view is obviously the front of the camera, if I think about it. But look at different objects and see what you see as the front view, and see if you can determine what the front view is. And if not, pick a front view, and as you are sketching and making drawings of it, when you put the drawings together or put the sketches together, you'll know what the front view is. Okay? I'll be back in another video to show you exactly what I mean, but we're going to make these things called orthographic drawings and orthographic sketches. And so tune in, and we'll be back and we'll talk more about those things in a different video. So thanks for tuning in to Design with Miyoshi, and we'll see you next time.